And India Today's Foreign Affairs editor Geeta Mohan spoke exclusively to European Commission's Vice President on the India-EU agreements. She welcomed the deal, saying stronger trade between India and Europe benefit both sides. Listen in.
After a lot of strain in ties between India and the European Union, we're now seeing a big breakthrough. Is the weaponization of tariffs by Trump the reason why we saw a faster pace with which the deal has been concluded?
Well, the geopolitical landscape definitely helps with this. It is clear that we have had our, big partners before, but now the landscape is such that we need to build partnerships with those countries, those partners who believe in free trade, and definitely diversifying our trade portfolio on your side as well as our side is our mutual interest.
Interestingly, the president herself announced it at Davos, and there was a sharp reaction from the United States of America. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, has already said that Europe is funding indirectly the Russia-Ukraine war. Your comments?
Well, of course, countries like America don't like if we are also diversifying our trade portfolios. That's very clear. But again, we are focusing on the positive side. What more can we do in terms of trade in different areas? Of course, it's in our interest that this war in Ukraine stops, and therefore we have put sanctions on Russian shadow fleet, on different types, so that this war will end. And this doesn't change. I mean, we also had these discussions with the Indian counterparts, because it's in our mutual interest that this war will stop.
And being part of the Board of Peace?
Well, the Board of Peace eventually in the United Nations Security Council resolution was meant to be for Gaza and was meant to be limited in time until 2027. Also really showing the role for the Palestinians in it. Now, the Charter for the Board of Peace, what we see right now, is much broader than that. What we want to see is to be limited to Gaza, like the United Nations Security Council resolution, and then, of course, we are willing to work with all the institutions. Board of Peace, the International Stabilization Force, all these things to make peace in Middle East sustainable.
My final question to you, and I circle back to President Trump. Has he brought in a lot of volatility and unpredictability, and how is the European Union going to counter or tackle that?
Unpredictability is clearly the word of the day. I think for the last year, what we have learned is that we have to expect a lot of unpredictability. But to counter that word, actually, for us, the European Union is predictability. That has been our weakness. I mean, we have often been the boring and very predictable, stable partner, but if I go around the world, this is actually becoming our strength. Countries like India, like other countries are looking at us because we are the stable partner. If we come to agreement, it may take time, that's true, but when we come to agreement, we stick to those agreements and keep our promises.